hole 11 at Winthrop University is the toughest hole on this course. The average player been throwing a 7 on this par 5. They call it the quarter-mile hole. It's 1,196 feet with OB all over the place as Barry Schultz is off the pad and right up the middle desk.
The right of Mill. He turned around. He knew that was a good one.
That was Purina right there. He was not flirting with either side. There's OB left and OB right. The fairway only maybe 100 feet or so wide, at least here off the pad, as Climbing, who pulled a 7 here in the first round, is off for a good shot.
Yes. I think Barry also played a 7 first round. I did shoot with him during that round. He took 2 OBs to card that 7. So you can see how it can get away from you with a couple OBs.
Des, what's the strategy here to play this long and tough hole?
You have to keep it. As you can see the ground up here, there's a high ridge. If you can stay on that high ridge and progress down the middle of the fairway, you're golden.
This is Russell.
So far, all 3 of those got off on a good start.
There's artificial OB on the left side off the pad, and most players trying to avoid that have actually found the most trouble here on the right side getting into those bushes. I
personally have played this hole 3 times and have found the holly branches 2 out of the 3 times, and that is no place to be, and hopefully we didn't just seal a deal for Brinster. It was OB to the right past the holly.
And a tough start on hole 11 for Brinster. It is the 3rd of 4 rounds at the United States Disc Golf Championships. Brian Sullivan with S. Redding. We are with the leader group, and this is Barry Schultz, second through hole 11.
The second shot I've seen get away from people the most. Barry looks like he's going to be just fine as he hangs it over the OB to the right.
The key to playing this hole successfully, play it smart. 3 of these players have gotten 400 feet out. Here is Russell for his second shot.
They have a nice wind. They have a tailwind. That's a favorable wind just to keep it in the middle.
Top of the hill, he's looking good. Still about 800 feet to go. Second shot, Ken Climo.
Hangs it far out past the right. He's going to want to just get on top of that hill for a second shot. Pretty.
Safe long hyzer shot. The abundant out of bounds here at Winthrop has bitten Steve Brinster again. He is shooting his 3rd after the penalty stroke.
That is a big shot for the 2nd. Actually, I guess that would be his 3rd with the penalty. He needed to make up some ground.
Now things get trickier. 3rd shot for Russell, 400 feet to go. And there is OB in front of, as well as on the sides of the basket.
This is a risk-reward shot, depending on how you feel, what kind of wind. Looks like Russell's going to play it safe right before the OB line.
The consistency of these players, Des, is just amazing. I mean, Climo, Schultz, and Russell all about the same spot here for their 3rd shot. And there is Schultz, and he's flirting with the OB now.
The hill gets you. It is hard to say.
And he's looking for confirmation, doesn't get it yet.
Nope. The spotter is walking slowly. See what he says. He is safe. That just shows you how it can get away from you on these hills.
Here's Climo.
Those are 3 of the most impressive second shots I've seen. I've seen 11s, 12s, 8s, 7s, all sorts of on this hole.
Brinster's 4th shot now after he had the penalty. He has had a pair of 6s on this hole thus far this week.
He lets one rip. We'll see how far it gets.
He wants to get to the green with this shot.
We are seeing the risk-reward. Is it going to be a reward? Oh, he hit him down.
He landed safe, though, so he'll be able to putt from the green. Climo playing this hole 4-5, which is par.
With that quick release, he knows what he wants to do. He wants to try to nestle under the basket and barely putt for that 5.
This is Schultz. He's got 175 feet to go.
He's going to line this up, probably throw about a putter to a mid-range. Try to spike it right into the hill. Came up a little short.
4th shot for Russell.
He has a head-on look. I had this exact same shot today. Hit basket and slid all the way by and couldn't make the comeback putt.
Very smooth. Brinster again finds himself out of bounds. As we said earlier, he gets to play it from the green because the disc landed inbounds before rolling out. Now a 40-foot putt. This is going to be an uphill putt with a tailwind for Schultz from about 18 feet.
Again, he needs to get it up a little bit because the tailwind will push it down. The straddle putt works real nice on the hillside. Solid putt.
And a very clean 5 for defending U.S. champ Barry Schultz.
That is how you play that hole. Impressive.
Climo looking to make it a par for himself. He's got about the same putt as Schultz had.
These guys are top notch. They just shredded one of the toughest holes out here. It has taken a lot of people down.
We have seen scores here, Des, as high as 21. And the best is 4, hit by Texas's Nolan Grider earlier this week. And this for par for Russell.
This is certainly one of the signature holes, 587 feet and absolutely gorgeous.
Yes, it is. The players would like to be to the left of those little trees up there, so that they have
right about where Worm landed.
Exactly, so they have an open or a more open shot towards the basket. The basket itself is placed on a ledge, and if you can put your second shot.
Avery Jenkins on the tee.
Avery's going to try the same thing here.
Oh, Avery really got a lot of power on that.
Turn that over. He's a little worried that it's going to be OB right, but it looks just fine.
That is a huge shot, probably close to 500 feet there, just in the wrong direction. We could see another roller. Rollers are very risky on this hole, but Gangloff has thrown a couple today and got away with it.
I don't know if I'd say he's gotten away with it. He has as much control of a roller as anyone I know.
And that one's going to get away from him there, and that one needs to lose some speed. It's in the rough, and it'll never climb that hill.
Yeah, that's good.
He's still in position. Schwebberger now with a large run-up. He's going to really try to crush this one, get a little release of anger.
Schwebberger with a roller now. I wouldn't have expected that with him.
Listen, he's actually rolling with a super stable disc as well. Mike Young is about 280 feet from the basket, and I think the elevated green is going to come into play definitely on this shot.
Now, I would expect that he's going to throw a turnover shot here, and obviously he'd like to get on top of the green, but if he hits that wall and stays right below it, he's in fine shape.
And he's just made it past, and I'd say that was a pretty good call, too.
Yeah, that's a good shot.
Gangloff now from about 280 feet, maybe 270 feet, but he's got some serious trees in front of him. I don't know if he's going to take a hyzer or an anhyzer here, Julie.
Well, he might even try to throw something flippy to the left of the first one and to the right of the second one. Now it looks like he's hyzering around both of them.
He needs to stay on top, and that'll be a scary putt there. He's still about 50 feet from the pin. Avery Jenkins up with a huge air shot. Avery looks like he's got a putter in his hand, and he's going to throw straight at it. I don't know how he's going to pull that off.
He's also got those trees to manipulate, and he's left of the first one, right of the second one.
Fighting through, and that was a really tough shot that Avery attempted to pull off. Up and over shot is a good option here, but it's hard to control this short a distance.
That's exactly right. This is almost too short for him to throw that shot.
He's also going straight at it. He's missed the tree, and that's a perfect
He's right
shot.
under the basket.
You can really get a feel for this elevated green from this angle, Julie. This is a beautiful putt.
You've got the bamboo behind, and I've actually seen some players' discs fighted their way through there and then almost not be able to get behind their lie.
There is some serious roughage behind there. And Gangloff now, I could see him going aggressive at this. There's a lot of stuff behind that basket to slow the disc down if he misses.
Yeah, I would expect him to put this right in the chains.
This is a birdie putt for Gangloff on the 16th hole.
The wind's calmed down a little bit up here, so they shouldn't have to worry about that anymore.
Oh, and that lips out, and that's going to cost him a stroke. He's going to finish that hole with a par. Mike's been having a solid putting day, and I don't expect it to change now. He floated that one.
Looks like the wind did pop that one up a little bit.
Birdie opportunities are flying by here. Schwebberger gets himself back to 4 over par with that birdie. Mike Young having the best round of. And Mike interrupted by play. Hard to believe, about a 530-foot roller coming up, and the crowd erupting. Mike stopped to regroup and bangs his par putt. Here we are on hole 17, which is yet another signature hole, the shortest hole on the course. But this particular hole has yielded as many as 19 strokes just to play.
The distance here isn't very long, 230 feet, but in my opinion, this is one of the most intimidating shots because if you do not make it inside that circle, you have to re-tee and you have to continue.
Everything is considered OB except the land within the hay bale, so it is a fictitious island, in other words.
Many of the players throw straight at it with a putter or mid-range.
Mike Young excites the crowd with an ace run.
Another shot is to throw a spike hyzer around the tree in the fairway.
And I see a lot of guys throwing hammers or thumbers.
That's true.
And let them hit the hay bales and stop. Everyone here is taking that route. Avery has got to get down. He is flirting with OB. That's going to be in the water. And Avery will be re-teeing. Gangloff now with a mid-range disc looking straight at that basket. He may be taking the hyzer route here. And Gangloff takes the spike hyzer.
Get down. He's going to be close to the edge.
Oh, that just trickles into the water, and he also will have to re-tee. And you're seeing the experience of a 228-foot hole could ruin your round at the end of the day.
That's right. You're mentally fatigued by the time you get to this shot, and you really have to keep it together to keep it inside that circle.
One lazy move is disastrous on this hole. That's got to go.
That's a little short.
Oh, Gangloff, who was having such a great day, now finds himself in a horrible position on hole 17. He is in the water on 1, he's out on 2, he's back in on 3, he's out on 4. He's now throwing his 5th shot.
Now this year, this hole's changed a little bit in that there's a drop zone, and if he happens to miss this shot, he will go to the drop zone instead of re-teeing from the tee.
That is a unique situation, and I don't think we'll ever have 19s again because of that situation. We've got some controversies. They've called in the TD, co-TD, Jonathan Poole, to determine whether there's actual ground here, and this is a safe lie. If that's the case, we also have the situation of the extra shot with a practice shot. Jonathan Poole has declared that to be in, and Gangloff's day has just took a huge turn. Now they're discussing Avery Jenkins, who also went OB in the first and is having a great round himself. Avery's 3 under. That's a foot fault horribly. Gangloff here with a huge turnaround chance to get his birdie, and he doesn't take advantage of that, but that's still a 4-stroke swing for Gangloff. A birdie putt instead of a double bogey putt. Avery does take advantage, and that's a huge middle turnaround for Avery going into the last hole. Ryan Schwebberger finally on track after a horrendous day. 2 birdies in a row. He'll take the box to the house, but he'll still shoot well over par. Mike Young, the hottest round going so far on our card at 7 under.
We have arrived at 18. It's the final hole of the 3rd round of the U.S. Disc Golf Championships here at Winthrop University in Rock Hill, South Carolina. 18 is 560 feet with a slope from right to left as Schultz is off the pad and a roller heading left.
Yes, it is. It's not looking good as it crossed the hill. This
Tess, what's the best way to play this hole? It's tricky out there.
It is a tricky. You really need to fight the slope. The slope works from a right to fading left, and the closer up to the top, as you can see the clubhouse to the right-hand side, the better you are for your second shot.
Here's Climo. He's going to try the roller as well.
These guys are throwing rollers because it's going to land on the face side to the right. He's flirting the OB line too.
And the crowd up top is letting us know that Climo is safe.
He's doing all right. This is a beautiful finishing hole. It gives spectators an opportunity to sit on a deck looking out, watching 18, 1, and 5. Winthrop University has done a fabulous job of allowing the United States Disc Golf Championships here.
This is truly one of the most beautiful facilities in the world. And this is Russell. He's going to fly this one.
He's trying to set himself up. Looks like it should be a good shot.
And finally, Brinster struggling in this round. Now at 12 under par for the tournament.
You really can't drive, you can't really have your sigh of breath of relief because you still have this whole 18. The course can take its toll on you, but you really got to force yourself down to finish out on 18.
And look out, it looks like Brinster is going out of bounds.
He's clearing the crowd. No claps usually does not mean a good shot.
Now that they've reached the top of the hill, the players will have to turn the corner. This is a hyzer shot, and the basket on a falling angle on the left side of the fairway.
Very tricky shot. You can see a stump right into the middle. It's cut down. That's the marker most people use. If you start your gradual descent right at that slope, you're going to be setting up nicely for that sunken pin.
And Russell has 300 feet to go.
It's coming in on a really nice angle, close to the stump. He's going to have a nice putt at that downhill, but it's not far.
Climo now from the right side of the fairway, and this is really a good place to be, Tess.
It really is. It gives him the opportunity to throw a straighter shot, and being right-handed, it's naturally going to work for him. He was coming in there with some speed.
He was a little hot there. That might have gone deep on this par 4.
He's got the man a-running.
Brinster, like so many others, having to take his medicine with another out-of-bounds penalty stroke.
Really in a tough predicament here with the OB shot. But it looks like he just nailed that one for a good comeback.
Schultz has gone OB left after the penalty stroke. This will be stroke 3 on this par 4.
So really,
250 to go.
Really tough place to be because he has to swing it out wide enough to avoid the trees and fight that hill.
A sweetheart of a shot there, and we may see a new record this round for Barry Schultz. So Climo did indeed come in a little hot, a little too much pepper on his approach, and he's gone out of bounds. Now he will be putting for 4 from 25 feet.
At least he fell down to the bottom. It's a better putt. He doesn't have to really worry about the speed of it.
And that is a par putt for Ken Climo, 10 under today, matching the record he set here just yesterday.
He was almost flawless. It was a perfect round. Enjoyable to watch.
Here's Russell. This is a downhill putt from 20 feet.
This is a screamer putt. It's really not so much the distance. As you can see, the speed of that putt really picked up as it hit the chains.
He threw it with confidence, and that is a bird for Ron Russell.
Good finish for Ron.
He's going to finish 18 under on the tournament so far. And now, an important putt for Barry Schultz. If he hits it, a new course record.
Barry's looking very posed.
20 feet. And that's it. We have a new course record at Winthrop University here on the Gold Course. 11 under par for 18 holes set by Barry Schultz today in round 3 of the U.S. Disc Golf Championships. And Brinster with the bogey. And that is going to wrap it up for our 3rd round. We've got 1 round left in this tournament. We are here on the 18th green. As you can see, you might be putting just like the players have been all week long. And wow, I mean, talk about some world-class golf today at this world-class facility, Des.
Oh, it was an honor for me to follow this lead group around. I got to actually see how the course needs to be played, how you play it smart. I even heard Ken Climo say you play it controlled aggressive. That is a perfect accolade to how you play this course.
And an almost perfect round from Barry Schultz, a new record, 11 strokes under the par 68. Just amazing.
Yeah.
Long and accurate.
Yeah, I think he took one out of bounds stroke, if I remember right on the card. And right now that is the perfect round. We'll see if it holds up tomorrow.
So one round to go. Ken Climo leads it by one, followed by Barry Schultz. Des, thanks for your help. And Disc TV will be right back. Disc golf is the new outdoor sport for the entire family. This environmentally friendly game is now being enjoyed by hundreds of thousands of players on over 1,200 courses worldwide. For the past 25 years, the Professional Disc Golf Association has been there, guiding disc golf into the future. The PDGA is an international nonprofit member organization that serves both professional and amateur disc golfers. The Professional Disc Golf Association, guiding disc golf into the future. It was another solid round of consistent disc golf for 11-time world champion Ken Climo today in round 3. Ken, a 9 under for the round. How'd it go out there?
Oh, it was a pretty solid round. Got off to a decent start. Made a couple of loose shots here and there. It cost me a bogey or two, but all in all, I think I played pretty good. And while Barry was shooting hot, it was good to have a solid round in there.
Is going aggressive on this Winthrop course going to potentially get you into trouble?
I don't think so. I think you have to play somewhat aggressively to have a good score anyway. But it's kind of controlled aggression. That's what I call it. I'm going to play pretty much the same game plan. Just try and execute a little bit better.
And Climo, you've won this event twice in the past. Good luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
Disc TV is brought to you in part by the Professional Disc Golf Association, guiding disc golf into the future. Irving's famous Chicago-style hot dogs. For red hot lovers, make it Irving's. Maceman Disc Golf Gear. Expect the best. And by DiscLife.com, the world leader in disc golf. That's going to do it from Rock Hill, South Carolina, where Ken Climo leads Barry Schultz by 1 after 3 rounds at the United States Disc Golf Championship. Stop by and see us online. We're at disctv.disclife.com, where you can order tapes of the show and find more information about it. Next week, part 2 of our coverage. Until then, I'm Brian Sullivan. Thanks for watching Disc TV.